What impact do you think the Williams sisters have had on the sport?
Fantastic. They reminded people of color and others that they can be a role model for all of us. They've transcended tennis. They're articulate. Venus has stepped up and been a leader in getting equal prize money of this generation. Serena is probably the greatest athlete we've ever seen since Martina Navratilova.
Two comments you've made before about today's players that I'm curious to get your thoughts on in terms of if it's still true. One, players today have almost no sense of history.
I would say the women have a sense of history of the original 9, because they have to when they join the WTA, the Women's Tennis Association, which is like a union. They give them not exams, but they give them history, and they have to fill out things, and they learn. Then we have this power hour every U.S. Open, and I get the top, and we have other players come in, like Tracy Austin would come in, Leslie Allen, Katrina Adams. We have all these different players from the tour, from the old days, that come in. It's quite an amazing hour and a half with the top. Maybe they bring in like 15 to 20 who they think is going to be the best, or anybody can come.
Right.
And I get to know the younger players coming up, and we try to give them a sense of history, because I keep trying to explain to younger people, the more you know about history, the more you know about yourself. And I keep saying, you guys, you're going to shape the future. Like your generation right now, Graham's going to shape the future. It's like a relay race. Each generation passes the baton to the next one. And I said, you guys, how do you want the sport to look 5 years from now, 10 years from now? They look at me like, oh my gosh, I never even thought of it. And I go, well, you're going to shape the future. You're going to be voting. You're the ones who are going to shape it.
What are your thoughts on the state of American tennis today?
We're not doing well. We're not growing the game anymore like we need to. The USTA, David Haggerty said at the annual meeting that we're kind of aging, and we need to get the young ones to play. The reason I want kids to play, first of all, the life I've had through tennis, if you make it to a pros, is one of the greatest opportunities. First of all, we're global, like soccer is global. We get to meet people, we get our education, we get to travel. We have more opportunities in tennis than most other sports provide. And the health of this nation is not in good shape. We're all overweight, we have a lot of challenges. Tennis is something you can play for a long, long time. You get slower, who doesn't? But it keeps you moving. If you look at the players, the tennis players, the recreational players that play tennis a lot, not one of them has a stomach. I mean, they're like flat stomach. They're in great shape and they're happy.
How do you fix American tennis, though?
Well, I think Mile and World Team Tennis is part of that. We only in 7 cities. We need to be more cities. If I can get a child's backyard so they can afford to come to a match, now we're talking. Because I couldn't afford. My parents, for instance, we could have never gone to the U.S. Open. That's across country.
Right.
But I can go to an L.A. tournament when I was growing up. And that's what I had. I got to see the best players in the world right after the U.S. Nationals, which is considered the U.S. Open. I think you have to see it to be it. I got to see Althea Gibson, and I saw, that's how good I have to be. In fact, I'll probably have to be better than that, because every generation I knew by then got better. See, to me, I know every generation is going to get better.
And so it's not that way for today's players?
Unfortunately, there's politics which get in the way, but we're insistent. Like we're putting money into Hunting Park, for instance, in Philly, because we know it'll help improve the community. We want to make a difference in the community as well. Not just our 3-4 weeks we play. That's when we're showcasing, and the kids come out and get inspired. I want kids watching the Philadelphia Freedoms, for instance, or the Washington Castles, or the Dallas. The Dallas, it's the Texas Wild. I always say Dallas is Texas Wild, played in Dallas. The Austin Aces, or the Springfield Lasers. When a child in Springfield, Missouri, they've never had this kind of pro tennis there. They come out and watch the best players in the world. Those children can say, I want to play for my hometown team. They may take up tennis and have it for the rest of their lives. We need players in the pipeline who are going to be stars. We know if we didn't have Serena right now, and Venus and some of the women, we don't have anything.